Ah! Did that work? Did that scare you? It's me, Gato, your friend from before, and I am back from the dead. There's a noise going on over here. And that brings me to my next point. I'm gonna tell you some spooky stories because it is, in fact, Spooktober. So, let me tell you about the most penetrated memory that I have of a ghost. I don't know if penetrated is the right word, but I'm gonna use that anyway. So, this story takes place when I was in 7th grade, and this was in Mexico. I don't know why I'm being all dramatic, because this is actually a true story. It's not like I'm trying to be dramatic. So this is a true story. This is what happened. When I was in 7th grade in Mexico, our schools actually, the hallways are not necessarily indoors. You have the classroom, and then when you walk outside of the classroom, you're actually outside. And so our classrooms had windows on both sides of the room, and then you have the white board on the front, and then back walls, just a normal classroom. So this was happening in the middle of the day, right after my lunch. As I'm walking into my room, there's kids screaming and stuff like that, and I go over there because I'm a good student, or at least I thought I was. I'm really, I don't know. Don't worry about that. I go over to my desk, and I'm pulling out my book for the next class. The teacher's over there, like 2 seats in front of me, or like whatever. And then I look outside, and so there's this strip of windows, right? And then you have the door. And I see all these kids running around back and forth. And then I just see this shadow thing. And I say shadow because that's literally what it looked like. But it wasn't like this type of shadow. Like, it wasn't like that. It was like almost 3-dimensional. So it's like if you were to put your hand through it, like you could. And so I see this humanoid shape, kind of like, it wasn't running, but it wasn't floating or flying, or anything like. It was just like, it was like gliding, and I saw it through the windows, and then it like stopped right at the door of the classroom, and I'm looking at it, and I'm just like thinking, like, is this like, am I seeing this correctly? But I saw what I saw, and so even though it has like no facial structures or anything like that, I felt it, I sensed it looking at me, and I felt this like horror in my body. And so the next thing I did is I screamed. I mean, would you have screamed? I don't know. I screamed. I was very, very scared. And so I screamed, and then the teacher looked at me, and everybody else was looking at me, and they're like, what the heck is wrong with you? So I got sent to the principal's office, told him what happened. He looked at me like, yeah, right. And then I got sent home. What's interesting about this story is that for the longest time I always thought that maybe it was fake, that maybe it was just all in my head, that maybe I saw something like a movie or a TV show, and I was just projecting something that wasn't real. But one, I have no reason to have projected that. Nothing scary was going on at the time. It was not spooky time. It was not Spooktober. But the other weird thing about it is that when people told me like their stories of seeing shadow people, their description of these things was the same. And when I heard the first story of a shadow person that wasn't mine, I got chills all over my body, and I could not stop thinking about what happened that day back in 7th grade. I can't tell you that what I saw was true. It could still be just part of my imagination, but I can't deny the fact that every time somebody talks about shadow people, it is the exact same description. That is some creepy stuff. Okay, so let's go to a second story. So this is my brother when he was 3 years old, maybe 4. And this is on account of my parents because I wasn't alive back then. Maybe it was me spying on my brother. Spoiler alert. So my parents tell me that when my brother was younger, he would get up in the middle of the night, scream really loud, start crying, and my parents would run into the room, and then they would see him, and he would be sitting up on the bed, and he would be pointing right at the corner of the room, and he would be screaming, "Don't let that man take me. Don't let that man in black take me." And he was just fully awake and aware of everything going on, and he was crying and he was pointing, and my parents look and there's nobody in the room, but my brother keeps saying, don't let that man take me. So what was he looking at? Like, was it a shadow person? A shadow person? Like, maybe it was the same thing that I saw. Maybe it was something else. I don't know. My brother says he doesn't remember, but both my parents tell the same story. So I don't know. Again, take everything with a grain of salt, but I'm sure there's something going on. Third story, my dad. He tells me that he had gotten in a fight with mom. And so my mom sent him to sleep on the couch. And so, or maybe it was like the guest room or something like that, because there's a door in this story. So he goes into this room to fall asleep, and he's just annoyed. I mean, they just had a fight, and he's like on his side, turned around with his blanket over his body, and he's looking away, like towards the wall. And then he just hears like the door open, and then he hears these like footsteps just get close to him, and he's just thinking, okay. Yeah, I know I'm weird. All right, guys, I'm sorry. I apologize, but my SD card actually ran out of memory, and I didn't know how much time I had left. But where was I? So yes, my dad. So he heard the footsteps approaching him. He felt the presence behind him, and so he's getting ready to start arguing again. And so he's just like, why is she here? Why, like my mom, you know, why is she bothering me when she's the one that sent me here? So he goes and uncovers his body, turns around to look at my mom, and then bam, no one is there. He said the door was closed. There was just nobody there. And so he says that after that he got up, he ran into the bedroom, and he's like, I am not sleeping there. I don't care that we're fighting. I'm sleeping with you tonight. So yeah, those are the stories that my family has had. I actually have had a few more, but if you're interested in hearing more of these, let me know. I'll make another video where I tell like the rest of my spooky stories for your spooky Spooktober. Have you ever seen a shadow person? Have you ever had an experience with ghosts? Let me know in the comment section down there. I want to read your ghost stories because those are my favorite things to read. So tell me about it. Tell me if you believe in them. If you don't believe in them, tell me why you do or why you don't. And if you like this video after so long, go ahead and give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to watch my videos. Go ahead and look at all the videos that I've done before. I usually do challenges. This is a little bit of a different video, but that's because, I don't know, coming back from the dead, I got to change it up a little bit. Although, we'll probably see in about 2 weeks. If you have any challenges for me to do, also give me those ideas. Let me know also in the comment section below. And I will see you guys next time.